believe episode 20?
Already.
20?
It's a lot, isn't it?
I would have taken 2 at the beginning.
Yeah, it's good.
Welcome to Keep It Grief, proudly in partnership with the Estate Registry. Firstly, can I just say your hair's looking fly?
I'm not overly happy with it.
Why?
Because, receding bits. And
It's not receding, mate. I tell myself every day, it's not receding, it's just coastal erosion.
Yeah, something like that.
Happens to the best of men.
But, yeah,
but it's looking suave though. You've got a whole kind of like...
Well, I had it cut.
Didn't you have it done last week for Cece as well?
Yeah, and then, this is the same one.
Oh, you haven't had 2 and 2. Okay,
No,
fine. I was like, you really are becoming me now. You are. No, I was absolutely devastated I didn't get my hair cut this week. Sorry, this is really boring for you sitting at home. We're talking about our hair. Let's get to the important stuff. How's your week been?
All right. Yeah, all right. Done a lot of work on the van. It's going in this week to hopefully get fixed, so...
Right, okay. Neil, I've got a level with you here, mate. I've heard this a lot. I've heard it's going to be fixed.
So have I. Believe me,
and
so have I.
I know it's frustrating for you, but how on a scale of 1 to 10 is it going to be fixed, do you reckon, from this? Is this
this is my last... They're the specialists in what the warning light's for.
Right.
If they don't fix it, I'm just going to find a way of turning off the warning light. So they get fixed either
fine.
way.
So hang on, so this warning light then, is it possible that there's nothing wrong with the van?
Oh, yeah. It's more than likely.
So it could just be a dodgy light and the actual van's fine?
Well, it would be something, but probably something minor. That's what I'm hoping.
All right, let's run through what we've had in the 20 episodes so far very quickly, right? We had, first of all, brake pads. Fixed?
Done.
Back of the van.
Well, that's
tiles.
nearly there.
Nearly there,
Nearly
fine.
there.
That's just aesthetic stuff.
Yeah, I've got a few little bits, but it's livable. It's livable.
Engine.
Yeah, that's fine. Apart from this warning light. Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm trying to use my car technical bits
it's
here.
all good.
Window wipers.
They're all good, man.
The only thing is this light.
Well, it's got a few other lights as well, but they're all minor ones. It's fine.
Well, there's a tease for next week's episode. Will Neil and his light
I know.
be fixed by next week? Will Neil's grief be fixed
If I'm
and
not
his
here, you'll
light?
know why.
That's exciting then. So you've just been getting ready for that this week.
Yeah. Trying to finish.
Are you hopeful?
I am.
Do you trust these guys?
I do, but I don't trust anyone anymore.
Happy days.
I'd rather I could do if I could do it all myself, I would. But
Well, you have done most of it
done a
yourself,
lot
to be
of it,
fair.
yeah, I've done a lot.
And what you have done works.
Yeah,
What other people have done doesn't.
not so good. Yeah.
More of the story, trust yourself.
Yeah.
What else have you been up to this week?
I've been redesigning my website for my wedding business.
Do you have a wedding business?
Neil Collins Recording, neilcollinsfilms.com.
Can't even get that. Give him free promotion on this and he's oh, okay.
But it is grief related because, since Lottie died, I mention it now and again on my wedding page, but it hasn't really. I wanted to include her in my business because she was my biggest fan, but I also didn't want people to come on my page and go, "Oh God, not booking him. He looks a bit unstable."
Yeah.
So it's a difficult one,
They'd be completely wrong.
So I've tried to work out a way of incorporating her, but still keeping it.
So how have you done it?
I've changed the colour scheme, so it's got pink in it.
Nice.
Her favourite colour, and just a little bit. There is a bit of about her in there now, but it's not. It's not too much.
It's like a contextual thing.
Yeah, and it just sort of alludes to how, which is true. Like I tune into people's emotions, and I recognise the importance of preserving memories.
I think people will like that, mate.
So that's going to go live this week, hopefully, and that's.
And I'm guessing that'll be for next year's bookings now and stuff like that you're looking to now.
So that's coming, but that took quite a lot out of me, to be fair.
I can imagine.
It's quite.
That's a big job. But I would say that kind of ties in quite nicely to what we'll be talking about later, about grief causes you to notice things more in the real life world.
Right, yeah.
That's what I've noticed this week is that, before Lottie, you would have done your website and you wanted it to be the best it would be, but you'd probably be there going, I can get this shot or I can get that shot or whatever have you.
Yeah.
But now you're going, I know how important memories are.
It's an actual story. That's what ChatGPT told me.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, I tell you. I'm getting annoyed with ChatGPT.
I like it.
I'll tell you for why, right? Okay, just going off in the tangent here. Now, do you know what I liked about ChatGPT? It didn't want to take your money. It was all free. Now adverts. Now, you can only use this amount before some this.
You got to give him something. It puts a lot of effort in, doesn't it?
No,
Got to give him something.
no, no. This was a non-profit relationship that I had with ChatGPT.
No. It was your dad's birthday this week, is that right?
It was indeed,
Last
actually.
week,
Yeah, it
this
was.
week,
Thanks for
last
remembering. Last week, yeah, it was mine and my dad's. So mine was at the beginning, dad's was at the end.
And
And
we done yours last week.
yeah, we did mine, so over it. But yeah, his was on Friday, and yeah, it was fine. Like there's a certain degree of pressure, I think. Like as an only child, I guess when mum was alive, I'd kind of be like, dad's going to go out with mum somewhere and do something and whatever. And now he was like, don't worry about it. And it's something they both always said throughout their whole life was like, a birthday can be any day, Christmas can be any day. They're categorically wrong, but that's what they kind of went by, and dad still did. And he said, if you're busy, don't worry about it. But it's his birthday. How can I not be with him? So I finished up on the radio, came back, and then I was like, look, come over. We'll get some food, we'll chill at ours, blah, blah, blah. And it was fine. Just so happened that my mum's sister messaged him saying happy birthday and stuff, and did he want to go and get some dinner? I thought, that was really nice. So I invited her over, and we all got a Chinese. Lucy, myself, Louis, my auntie, my cousin, and my dad. So it was nice. We had a little party in the end. But it was, I say party, literally Chinese. But it was nice. But it's just that thing. I mean, it's the same thing that we touched on before. It's that thing that it's very evident that my mum's not there in that situation.
Difficult. I remember on my birthday. When you lose your main person, like they'd be the people that would celebrating your birthday. Because I don't really celebrate mine that much. But
if you were, you'd want to spend it with Lottie.
She always celebrated it much more than I did. So.
And I think that's the thing, like for my dad, with it being his birthday, the only person he'd want to be spending that with is my mum. And it was, he was in good spirits and stuff. And then I think having my auntie there maybe reminded him of mum a bit more. And there was one part at the meal where he got quite emotional. And, I think it's because they were talking about the podcast to me, which is a cheery topic on her birthday. But, my auntie was kind of saying about the podcast and stuff, and then was just talking, then it got turned on to me and my dad and kind of our emotions and stuff. And my dad is just the old school type of, I don't like to talk about it. Right. I don't want to talk about it. Like, and especially in a situation.
He'd hate the podcast.
Do you know what? He loves the podcast when he can find it. I mean, it's really not that hard. You can find us on all of our podcast platforms. Just type in "Keep It Grief," but somehow Dad says he can't find it,
cool.
Which sometimes is for the best. But no, he likes our podcast. I think he just doesn't like. He's of that generation where he doesn't like sharing his emotions with anyone else.
We should get him on at some point.
Oh God,
be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know who would hate it more, me or him, being on here talking about it. Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd push it back. But that's, we'll talk later on about it's Men's Mental Health Month, or it has been. Men typically, and especially his generation, don't talk. They just don't.
My dad's quite closed off.
He'll talk to me about it, but then I find that awkward because I'm like, oh God, we're both at the same level here where we both miss mum as much as each other. And, it's easier to talk to someone about mum who's a bit removed because, it's not too overwhelming. But then suddenly when I'm speaking to dad about it, I'm dealing with dad's emotions and my emotions, and it's difficult. Yeah. But his birthday, he got, he won't mind me saying this, he got a bit teary when they were talking about her. And, and that for him, that's quite a big thing. But yeah, so I mean, there was something that my auntie said that kind of stuck with me. And what she said is right. She lost her husband 30 plus years ago.
That's right, yeah.
And she said to him, the difference is that, I don't know if it was really the right thing to say, but she said, the difference is that by mum going, my life's not over. For example, I've got Louis to look to and stuff like that. But for dad, it's kind of, and for you as well, in a way, as your partner, you both envision a future and it's taken away from you. So I guess for me, in my sense, mum was a part of my life, but not my whole life. Whereas for you and dad, they're your whole life. And I get that completely, but I think that maybe tipped him over the edge. on his birthday, whereas like, yes, your whole life's not here anymore. Yeah, cheers for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, because I had a bit of a moment as well, because obviously doing all the van and stuff and the website, you get immersed in all of that. But then on, what day are we, Monday? Sunday?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I went down to my usual spot.
The groin.
Because I just felt like I just wanted to go and spend some time with her. I know it sounds weird.
Doesn't at all.
But, you know, I do like to do that.
That's not weird though.
Because then I just remember I had this life with this beautiful person, and that's difficult, man.
It's not weird though, mate. Wherever your place is, I think that's fine. Like my dad, so we then saw him the day after and we went to this little fair. And then I had to head off quickly because I was going up to Hyde Park, but we'll get onto that in a minute. But we went to this fair, and the where the fair was right next to the cemetery where Mum's buried.
Right, yeah.
But my dad spends pretty much every day down there. I mean, the grave looks immaculate. It's incredible. I don't go down there very much at all because it's just, I don't feel connected to Mum there.
Yeah.
Mum told me when she was alive, don't come, I'll be where you are. Don't worry about the cemetery, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Whereas for him, it's like he's got a little wooden chair, like he does it up. He's always a doer-upper.
And if he's like me, he speaks swear every day, like I speak to
100%.
Lottie. So, you know, I get it. If I had somewhere like that for Lottie, I would probably do the same.
He did have a weird thing happen though, right? Which, my dad's not the most technical person in the world.
Right.
And that's an understatement. But he was sat on his birthday at the grave, and his phone started ringing. So he had me and my mum saved for some reason. Instead of just putting like ice in case of emergency, he has like A Jonny, A Betty, and I think it's just because he typed it in loads with his big finger and didn't know how to delete it. Anyway, my mum's number came up,
Right.
and he's sitting at the grave,
Yeah.
and like a photo of me and her, me as a baby and him, and he was like, I didn't know how to get it off. And I was like, okay. And then he said, so suddenly he put his phone down, and then it happened again, and a different photo of her by an ice cream van came up.
So hang on. It wasn't your mum ringing.
Well, if it was, she said, I've been in here 2 years, can you let me out? Dark humour, you're going to get that here. I'm going to keep it brief. But I don't know. That's what I said. I was like, she's obviously ringing to say it's about time you get me out of here. But no, I don't know what it was. And I checked his call log, and there was nothing there. So either he's going absolutely mad, but he said twice it happened and he couldn't explain it. But he took comfort from it because he was he was sat by the grave, that happened. I don't know how good my dad's technical skills, well, I do know how bad the technical skills are, so something could have happened. But either way, in that moment, if that was the sign he needed, like we said before, who are we to question it? So yeah, I think for him, I think when you get to a certain age anyway, birthdays don't really mean much as it is. But I think when you've lost the person that you love most in the world, I think they become even more meaningless, don't they?
Yeah.
Because you're not there to share another year around the planet with them. And that's hard. But on a more positive note though, I did go to Hyde Park over the weekend as well. They've got BST, British Summertime.
Yeah, who's playing?
They've got loads there. They've got Duran Duran. They've got Lawrence, you can help me out with this. Lewis Capaldi.
All right.
I know they've got Lewis Capaldi. Mumford and Sons, I think, is there as well. Loads. Oh, I love Mumford. I'd love to go and see Mumford and Sons live. But when I was there, it was Garth Brooks, who is a big old country. Any others? Got some more for me there, Lawrence? That's
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
Oh God.
No, hang on. They could come on the podcast one day. Maroon 5. Pitbull. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uno, dos, tres. Yeah.
That's your sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about. I love Pitbull. My dad looks a bit like Pitbull, to be fair. There's a visual image for you. So
Garth Brooks.
Anyway, I went to see Garth Brooks, who is a country legend, if you didn't know. And Zac Brown band were supporting him. And I'd actually been with Zac Brown in person because of the work that I do with Smooth Country in the week.
Yeah.
But there's so much like in country music, which is funny because I mean, I'd say that the UK as a whole is a little bit less openly religious than the Americans. I think like the Americans, everything is connected back to God and stuff like that, which I have no problem with. I think it's lovely that they are so open with it and stuff.
Some elements of it are a bit.
It's not your thing, I know, but
I just meant, but some of it's a bit.
Yeah. But they basically, Garth did this whole thing about how grateful he is for the people that are still in his life, and did this whole thing for those that had lost and stuff like that. And again, like we said before about previous concerts and stuff, it was just really nice, I think, again, to have that reflection
it's nice,
for other people, and it was good. But the big thing that happened this week, jumping around a little bit, was at work on the radio, they do this big competition where they make someone a millionaire. And it wasn't me, sadly. I can't be. I work for them. Still wouldn't be me. But basically, the lady who got randomly selected and won had gone through like a cancer journey.
Wow.
Lovely lady. Her name was Joy.
Yeah.
And it was all very exciting. She won. But the thing that really stuck with me was, imagine you've just won £1 million, right?
Yeah, all right.
What would be your first reaction if you just won £1 million?
Be quite happy about it.
That is the most Neil reaction in the world. You'd be like, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right. But you'd just be like, oh my God, this is amazing, blah, blah, blah. You'd be overjoyed. She was in pure shock. And the first thing she did was where's my son? Because her son was with it. And that's what I was saying earlier about once you've lost someone, your perspective on the world changes, because I wouldn't have even thought twice about her going, where's my son? But she didn't say, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah.
They went, you've just become a millionaire. And she went, where's my son?
Right.
And I just thought that was the most amazing thing. That's a life-changing thing that she's just gone through. And the first thing she wants is her son, so she can share that moment with him. Yeah. And all she kept asking was, where's my son? Where's my son? And I think like Amanda Holden was probably there like, can we just focus on the million for a second? Yeah. But she was
Where was her son?
He was backstage, so he was actually there. But it just reminded me of Mum, because I was like, that is exactly the sort. I mean, she would have gone batshit crazy and literally been living her best life with £1 million, as most people would. But she would have been wanting me in that moment, and I just thought it was so amazing. It actually did make me quite emotional. Not one because she obviously went through a cancer journey, much like Mum.
Yeah.
She'd obviously been through an awful lot. So she really did deserve to win that money, which isn't always the case with competitions. You kind of think, could have gone to someone else. She really deserved it. But yeah, she'd been through the cancer journey, and then the relationship she had with her son, it just makes you kind of think, we had that, you know?
I get it. Yeah.
And I just think for that thing where I don't think most people would have picked up on, that she was just asking for her son. I think they would have gone, oh my goodness, she was in shock. But the fact of the matter is, grief changes the way that you look at every perspective in the world that you live in now.
It certainly does.
You know, your wedding's prime example.
Yeah.
You don't just look at it as a wedding anymore. You look at, I want to get this as a really nice moment for the father of the bride.
Yeah, I tune into all that stuff now. That's what I mean. My films have definitely got better since she died.
Which, as I say, always is really a real relief for me, who had his wedding filmed by you 4 years ago. That's great.
Yeah,
but you know, that's fantastic. But that's a positive thing from the grief you've experienced, is that you.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, things become more important. Memories become more important, and preserving all that sort of stuff. I mean, a lot of weddings these days, there's a big trend in wedding videography these days where it's all happy and upbeat. And I get it, it's a wedding, it is a happy occasion.
Just for the purpose of future clients, he's really happy for your wedding to be upbeat, honestly.
And I'm into all of that as well. But also, there is a lot of grief at weddings. Like, a lot of people that get married, they have lost people, and these people are still part of their day, you know, and I tune into that as well. So
I'm seeing so many videos now of people, like, there was one the other day of, I think it was the bride, her brother had passed away. So the bridesmaids all walked down and gave the mother of the bride a flower and I was like, my algorithm, I selected comedy when I chose TikTok. So this podcast has screwed that up for me.
People do lose, you know, not just mums and dads, but there's a lot of young grief and stuff, and it's hard, man.
No, it is really hard. It is really hard. And I think I think a lot, if you're watching this, then you'll realise how hard it is. And obviously, we always love to hear from you. hello@keepitgrief.com. In fact, I've got a really good email that's been sent in this week. So we'll touch on that in a second. But before we carry on, I just wanted to share something that really struck me this week. And it's the fact that, like we say, so many of you are going through tough times. Along this journey, we've heard from lots of people emailing Keep It Grief HQ about what they've been going through. And thank you so much for those messages. We do genuinely appreciate all of them.
Yeah,
as I say, hello@keepitgrief.com if you want to get in touch, because genuinely we are here for you emotionally. But as you also may know by now, if you're with us each week, our headline partners, the Estate Registry, are here for you to help with the practical stuff. And I actually want to mention two of their sister services, Notify Now and Settled, which can help you notify more than 1,600 organisations when someone dies. That's a lot of organisations, just so that families don't have to make the same difficult phone call over and over again. What really stayed with me though were the messages that I've read from you about those services, which are, by the way, completely free. The services, not the messages. You can message us free too. Like Anne, for example, who lost her husband last June. She said she'd been putting off changing all the household utilities into her own name because she just couldn't face it. Then she heard about Settled on this podcast. She said, once I contacted Settled, it literally was settled rather than wasting hours on the phone. Another family very sadly lost their son earlier this year, and the fact that Settled was a single place where they could tell utility companies, financial organisations and digital services, it just made the hardest time in life that bit easier for them, which is true, because it's simply a matter of choosing who you need to contact. You add the details in and Settled do the work behind the scenes. And another message simply said, at a difficult time, it just made a difference. It was a great find from this podcast. I think that's why this partnership works though, because this podcast has never been about pretending grief can be fixed. It can't, we've established that. But if something can make one small part of an incredibly difficult time just a little bit easier, well, that's worth talking about, right? And if you ever find yourself needing that kind of practical support, you can find out more at notifynow.uk or settled.care. And remember, both services are completely free to use.
Going back, because I hadn't finished, but you sort of just cut me off.
Sorry, Neil, carry on.
So the wedding thing. So one of the ones I did recently, I knew that her dad had died, but I didn't know at the time. But someone told me when I got there that her friend who was going to be a bridesmaid had also died. So the first thing I did when I got there is I've like, are there any pictures of her dad and her friend? I got the pictures and took them got some shots with the flowers. And stuff.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's stuff like that I tune into now that I maybe might not have so much before.
And that's a prime example again of you noticing something as a result of losing someone.
Yeah, you tune into that sort of stuff.
I think the way that you look at the world after you've lost someone isn't necessarily in a bitter, worse way.
No.
If anything, for me, I think the way you look at the world when you've lost someone is that there are some really beautiful moments.
100%.
And I think that's a positive.
Things a lot more.
Yeah, and I think that's a positive thing from grief, is that you appreciate the things you see in front of your very eyes. Like I was talking about the Arsenal parade a couple of weeks ago, and my mate who was there with his mum, and their relationship was just so beautiful. Yeah. And you could look at that as a bitterness and like, I wish I still had that. But actually, it was just such a lovely thing to see. And my dad said it to my wife this week when we were all together. I think it was on his birthday actually. He was like, "Oh, you're just a brilliant mum. Like you're just like Betty." And I think he could have been there going, but actually, the loss that he's had from mum, actually, he was really proud to see that continues through. Didn't compliment me and my parenting skills, but it wasn't about me. Can I show you? Actually, see, this is quite relevant. It's not grief focused, but this is, how cute is this? I'm going to put it to my microphone. Does that work, Lawrence? Will I do it that way? Okay. So this is what Louis said, talking about parenting skills. How cute is this? He was in bed last night, right? And I caught this on a camera. Let's see if I can find it. And this is the sort of thing I would have sent to my mum. That was, it was like, I love playing with Daddy. No, I just caught it on the camera. He said, yeah, I love playing with Daddy.
Yeah, he would have sent that straight to your mum.
Straight to my mum.
Yeah.
And then that was the sort of thing that I was like, and she would have gone, that's brilliant. See, Daddy's doing well, or something like that. And it's, it's that she would have been really proud of that. But obviously no one to talk to about that. And talking about men not talking though.
Right.
Before we get to the email, this month's been men's mental health. And
I didn't realise.
Yeah, well, that's exactly the point. No one knew it was Men's Mental Health Month. And I feel like, obviously, this podcast is for everyone. But as two men sitting in a pub, talking about our emotions, we should really talk about that a little bit, because I think, you know, there's a slight bit of pressure on us that, well, not even pressure actually. I think what we do is quite unusual. And I think that's what people quite like about this podcast, is it's two men actually opening up about their emotions.
Yeah.
But as we heard about my dad earlier in the podcast and him not wanting to talk, so many men do not talk about their emotions. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think they do these days, don't they?
I don't think they do.
Still, I don't know. It's different to what it used to be, I think.
I think there's like more acceptance of it. But if I think of like my boys group chat and stuff like that, see, look, we're talking about it. We're going to get arrested. Yeah. If I think of like my boys group chat, for example, you'll tap into it, but it'll be that surface level. How you doing? Yeah. You okay?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's probably true.
You know, when was the last time that another guy genuinely asked you if you were okay?
I don't really talk to anyone.
Is that purposeful, or is that
just age, isn't
just
it?
Giving up? But but that's a pure example though. That's another example. You don't really talk to anyone, so then is your mental health being neglected, or are you okay with that?
Oh, not mine, because I'm on top of mine, aren't I?
You are on top of yours.
So I go to therapy and stuff.
Which again, I think is so rare for a guy.
But I've done that even before Lottie died. I've been having therapy for like about 15 years.
It's a lot to unwind with you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about getting there, I think.
But yeah. But I mean, because that was the question that I thought, is like, when was the last time that a guy purposely sat down and said, you know, like my best mate James, he's like an older brother to me, we'll sit down, we will have a chat. But still, it's hard, like, to get him to open up and for me to open up. It takes a lot, like, and I just think, like, with guys, there's that reluctance to, and I don't know if it just dates back to that, like, does it show weakness?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is that. Yeah.
I just want us to, like, I mean, we show it each week that we do talk, because you've had me in tears multiple occasions and stuff like that, and it's absolutely fine. But, you know, wherever is the best place for you to open up if you're a man, and this isn't just for men, by the way, if you've got a brother, if you've got a husband, if you think they're struggling as a result of grief or as a result of anything mental health related, then talk to them. You know, they may not find it easy, they may wince. My dad physically will shudder. Like, my auntie put her hand, said, we're so proud of you, put her hand on his shoulder, and he physically went like that to move away. Like, that's how unaccepting he is of emotions.
I don't think it's. I think it has got better, actually. But in the widow community and widower community, because widower. Yeah. It is quite sort of. We've touched on it before. Quite female orientated on social media and stuff. It has started. There are some really good sort of male grievers now.
Good male grievers, I love that.
But I think it is sort of targeted towards.
But again, why is that though? Is that because? So, for example, you're saying it's quite female dominated. That's not because that's not the fault of the groups. It's because they're more open.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Men aren't putting themselves forward. You're quite an anomaly with that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I could say anything, I know it's not easy, but come forward. There's so many people that message us that are men on this, which is great. But as I say, this isn't for men, this podcast. It's for everyone. I just think that maybe men are afraid of upsetting other people as well.
Maybe.
Because, like, for me, my whole thing when my mum first died was that I didn't want to ruin Lucy's experience of having Louis for 7 weeks on.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't ruin this experience for her. I can't ruin this experience. You know, I didn't want to show that I was upset for Dad because I wanted him.
Well, yeah, and traditionally the male has been like the stronger sort of person.
Sexist. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I just don't know if it feeds into those.
Maybe.
But I just think if we can take anything from Men's Mental Health Month this month, it's that we need to talk more as men together, as to other people.
I think it's still, isn't it still the biggest killer in this country or something?
It is.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, for men it is,
Yeah.
Suicide's a huge thing. And you know, if we can reduce that even a little bit by sharing a message that, and it is that cliche thing that it's okay not to be okay, but genuinely...
It is that.
It is. Like, if you were to sum up your mental health for June, what month are we in? June?
Well, my mental health is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
But why is that?
Because I'm in touch with I'm very emotionally aware.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean I'm all right. I'm obviously still destroyed by what's happened with Lottie, but there's a difference between depression and grief. They're two different things. And yeah, you don't want to go down the depression route, because it's not a...
And also we'll touch on this properly on a proper episode, because it deserves a proper episode. But also one thing that I'm really proud of with you is that, one of the many things I should say, mate, is that you don't shy away from the fact, you know, if you need to get medical help, there's antidepressants and they're part of your daily thing, aren't they?
I'm not sure if I'll ever come off them. I have tried it before and it didn't really work. And just before Lottie died, I just got to the point where I was going to try and, because I was in a good place, you know.
Ruined that, didn't it?
Yeah, and then...
Now you're popping them like Tic Tacs.
Yeah, she died and I upped them again. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. They're just another form of... It's just medication. You know?
There you go. You do what you need to do to help.
It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for me.
And this actually ties in exactly to that. What happens when you do try and talk about it and people don't always respond in the way you need them to? This email is actually from Kieran, and it's beautiful. It actually got me a bit teary when I read it.
Going to go again,
No, I've read it about 60 times this morning to try and be okay with it. Hi, Jonny and Neil. First of all, just a thank you for beginning to break the taboo surrounding grief. I lost my mum 2 years ago. She was 43 years old, leaving behind 5 children, with myself being the oldest, 22 at the time, down to my little sister, who was 12 at the time, after her battle with bowel cancer.
That is young.
To have all of those children as well. My mum was my inspiration, best friend, therapist, you name it, she was it. I identify with that.
My mum and your mum.
Yeah, I mean, all the best mums are. As someone who recently turned 25, I'm still struggling to find new meaning since losing mum. Loneliness is something I never experienced before, but now without mum, I feel completely lost, and trying to find new meaning is really hard. Though since finding this podcast, which I'm not up to date with, and so can tune into new episodes each week, catch up, you have really given me a sense of hope. It's so refreshing to hear someone say it's okay to feel grief and the emotions which come with it. For the last 2 years, I've been told you shouldn't do this and you need to do this, when actually I just want to feel the loss of my mum. Hearing you both speak about your grief and how it affects you gave me a sense of hope that maybe one day this taboo around how we feel in relation to grief is broken. It's fair to say there are not enough people who talk about grief, and the best thing you say every week is we're not here offering advice. That's exactly it. You just want someone to listen. I think the way you listen to each other is deep and meaningful. Well, there we go. You're offering a new stance on grief, and I often find myself chatting to you both when the podcast is on whilst driving to work. Please keep talking and sharing. While you might not be offering advice, you are definitely making me feel like it's okay not to be okay. Kieran.
Thanks very much, Kieran. Makes it all worthwhile, doesn't it?
It really does. And you know what? There's so many things that I tapped into there, but the one that I really got was that, you know, obviously it's lovely to hear him saying about, you've really given me a sense of hope. But the thing that he said was, I just want to feel the loss. And I was like, that's
you know
it.
Me.
You feel it. You go and feel it. You go deep into your...
That's why I went down there last night, because...
I was about to say you go deep into your groin, but that's not the...
No, but like yesterday, for instance, I did the van, I did the website, you know, all positive stuff. I could have left it there, but I just felt I need to go and spend some time with Lottie and just...
Feel the loss.
Yeah.
I think Kieran's got that spot on.
I just spoke to her down there, I was just like... I can't remember what I said now. I think I just said, what's it all about?
Yeah. Well, but that is, you ask questions hoping for an answer. There's nothing wrong with that. He also said, Kieran said on there about, you know, people say that I should do this, people say I should do that.
Right.
And, you know, he appreciates that we don't give advice. Famously, we don't give advice. But that's kind of a pure example of you having to censor your grief.
Yeah.
Do you ever find yourself censoring your grief?
Someone gave me some advice very early on and said, you know, feel it, but just give yourself like 10 minutes and then move on.
That's good.
No, that's not good.
No, if it was that easy, that's good.
So why 10 minutes?
So you're saying I quite like it, give yourself 10 minutes and then get on, but you're like, give yourself 10 hours if you want.
10 minutes, she was my life, do you know what I mean?
No, I get that, mate. I do get that. Oh, so she's saying, I read that as she's saying, give yourself 10 minutes.
No,
and then
just give yourself 10 minutes. And then...
of grieving?
Yeah.
Oh, not give yourself 10 minutes to compose yourself?
No. Just give yourself that 10 minutes to sort of, and then
that's all you're allowed.
Just get on.
Crack on. With it. You've had your 10 minutes now.
Don't wallow in it.
Flippin' heck. But do you ever find yourself? My point with that was the whole censoring thing. Like, do you ever find yourself going, "Oh, I better tone it down," or "I better not say this to someone"?
I don't.
This is the wrong person I'm asking here. But like, for example, with your wedding thing, you've censored it slightly there on your website, right?
This is I had, but I'm trying. I guess you have to a degree.
Yeah.
But it's someone's wedding. I'm not going to go there and sort of
for sure
bring them all down.
No, I mean I'm agreeing with your decision, but I just wonder if sometimes.
And I don't feel like that on the day. I'm at someone's wedding, and you know, it's
canapes all
enjoy
round.
It. You know, it's a nice place to be. But yeah, so.
But I think like my example of that is like when people say. So how you doing? You doing all right? You never say, yeah, I'm okay. So you don't censor it. Whereas I'll probably be like, yeah, I'm all right, thanks.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I need to be more Neil. Be more Neil.
No, but I think I'm quite an outlier in that because I speak to a lot of grievers, and when I speak to them, I'm like, how's it going? And a lot of them say, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Really good. I'm like, ooh.
But you're not. Do you then press it?
No, I don't, because they don't mean that.
Yeah.
And I know they don't mean that. They mean,
I'm okay in this moment.
Relatively, I'm good.
Yeah,
but I just can't bring myself to even go near that.
Yeah.
Never say, I haven't, since Lloyd died, I've never said I'm good since then.
Because how can you be?
Yeah. But I get it when people do say it, but it's...
I think the moral is there, Kieran. You don't need to censor your grief. Just feel it. But maybe that's the thing that no one kind of warns you about with grief. It doesn't just change how you feel. It, like we said, this whole way through, it changes how you see everything. Again, you know, how he sees things now is that everyone's trying to give him advice and he just wants to feel that loss. So if you're noticing things differently this week, you're not imagining anything, it's just what loss does. So a big thank you to you for joining us once again this week. Thank you to the Estate Registry as always. You can get us on our socials at Keep It Grief HQ. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Anything else they should do?
Definitely go to YouTube.
Definitely go to YouTube, please, because we've been pushing Spotify. Go to YouTube as well. Do both. Watch us twice.
Yeah, no, follow us and send us emails. We like reading your emails.
Thank you. Emails hello@keepitgrief.com.
Yeah.
And we will see you next week for episode number 21.
Yeah,
cheers, mate.
Cheers.